If this was manual, I would cop this for $1,800 all day. Get this right here in a smog exempt state. F22 turbo. Alright, we got a gang of cars to go through. 707 wettest. What? Looking for white bumper, as many coil packs as possible, or coils, and an emblem. Couldn't find the white bumper I came here for, but there's like a brand newish replacement bumper on this one. I just can't really tell if it's been damaged or not. This is like the only part that's kind of concerning, but you know, I could pay like $80 for. Well, how much is this place gonna charge me? This is the question. I bet they would charge like $75 or $80 for a bumper at this place. But I did find my emblem. Man, I thought I finally found a CRV with a table in it, because I would buy that. But this doesn't look like it's a table. I don't know what's that for. About this. We'll see about this. It's a good thing this guy barely even put this back on. Yep. Replacement bumper for sure. I'm gonna see what they're talking about with the price on this, because if it's under $80, I'll grab it. Because you can get one off of eBay for like $75, and it's brand new, shipped, but it's like folded, and this one's already been formed to this car, so we'll see what's good with it. Alright, so we got the bumper. They didn't charge me for the mud flaps, I don't think, anyway. But mud flaps and bumper, $90. And if I don't like the way it looks, I'll just bring it back and get some store credit, and we'll figure it out. But right now, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this in the queef. I said it once, I'll say it again. The Leaf is a unit. I gotta get this. Figure out what we're gonna do paint-wise, but we'll worry about that later after we do test fitment. Not bad. Should see what's in the bag. And these were for the F. Got 5 coils, all the Hibachi, or not Hibachi, Hitachi. I'm hungry. Got a fan, relay and switch plug for this car, even though I grabbed one last time I was there, just trying to keep up with, you know, stuff that isn't going to exist in a couple years. Gang of fuses. So hopefully this fixes at freeway cruising speeds. I'll be getting little hiccups, little misfires. So I'm hoping, and I'm running kind of like a mismatched set of coils on the hybrid. So hopefully we can get all Hitachi coils in there. Emblem for the trunk, and then of course the bumper. Alright, so not too bad. Just got done cleaning up the bumper. Got all the yard dirt off of it. I'm gonna have to get some probably some alcohol or something to get that off. But it's in pretty good condition. Probably just sand out some of the imperfections. Get some you know, filling primer and some adhesion promoter or something like that. find some spray cans off eBay and try to get this thing looking right. Or maybe I'll just send it as it is. I don't know. But not too bad. Alright, so as you saw, we went to Pick and Pull and came up on some new coils and a emblem kit. Let's go ahead and get this knocked out real quick. So to take the emblems out, typically you're going to find this cover being gone at the Pick and Pull, but you're going to just go through the skeleton area, and then where you see these two holes at, you're going to just be pressing down on these clips and then just kind of forcing them out. Now the installation process is the reverse of that, so we're going to be pushing the clips in to the holes here like that, and then should just be able to pop this on in there. Like that, but I'm going to go ahead and get some sort of glue to help keep this on here. Alright, couldn't really find any good glue, so hopefully it just never comes off. Alright, so we're going to be replacing, we're going to take out all the coils and just kind of see if we can get a bunch of all the coils that like will work better. Make sure they're all the same brand. So we're just going to go ahead and disconnect all of our clips, remove our cover. Now the main reason I'm checking the spark plugs is because we cleaned the EGR ports and we had a lot of black soot coming through, and we want to just make sure we have nice and clean spark plug tips here. And this one kind of looks a little on the burnt side, so it's a good thing we're checking these out. We're just gonna hit them with a wire brush, and hopefully we don't need to get new ones, because this is an expensive spark plug job. I'm stoked to see that these aren't completely black, because the last time I checked them they were completely black. So I don't know what that means in terms of what we did and if we did something good or not. This one has a little bit of oil on it, so that's cause for concern. So you should use only a brass brush, but I don't have one, so do as I say, not as I do. I'm just going to clean up the edges here and make sure that the tips on each one of these spark plugs. And then when we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and just hit them all with some brake cleaner. repeat that 8 times. Alright, so all of our spark plugs are looking at about as good as they're going to get. So we can go ahead and reinstall these. Now, how I'm going to choose which coils to use is I'm just going to go based off of like the brightness of the color. I know the ones that I just got came off of a working car because it was in a car accident, and that's a little junkyard pro tip for you. If you don't know, now you know. If the car was running at the time, the only way to know that it was running at the time in a junkyard is by seeing it haven't been in an accident. So 7316 is the number on these. Let's just make sure they're all the same. 7316, 7316, 7316, 7316, 7618. Okay, so that's different. 7618. It's different. 7618. That's different. 7618. Different. 7316. Same. 7618. Different. 7618. Different. So we have 2 different coil packs here, and it looks like we have 4 of the same 7316, and then we have 4 of the 7618. So I'm going to go ahead and Google and see what that means, see if there's any difference. And I'm going to use the same 4 on each side, so that way they're all the same at least. So from what I gathered, the top number is the one that matters the most, the CM11-108. I haven't seen anything regarding the secondary number, the 7618C or the 7316C. So I'm still going to stick to doing what I was doing before, and that is putting the same model on one side and then same model on the other side. You can really see how burnt up this one was. The other ones aren't looking too good. This one right here is another 7316 that I have on the intake side, and the last one I put in over there was kind of like meh. So I don't know. We'll see if there's any hiccups or anything. We should be good though. I'm gonna leave the camera right here because I do want to monitor this engine mount. Alright, so sounds good. Let's go for a test drive. Pretty good takeoff. It definitely is giving the placebo effect again. I feel a little less hesitation yet again, but it could just be the placebo effect. This car feels so much better. Like when I first got this car, and given it's taken, you know, 9 months to get to this point, it's just so much better. And we're getting, you know, 33 to 40 miles per gallon.
Back to the fucking real shit.
So freeway cruising, got the cruise control on, and it's not doing the hiccup anymore that it was doing. What it was doing was kind of like misfiring while it was driving and cruising at you know, freeway cruising speeds. We're only going 62 right now, but it's not doing the hiccup anymore. So I like to think whatever, you know, we swapped out the coils, and it appears like that fixed what was wrong.
Just see what the 0 to 60 is. There's the shutter. And stop. 12 seconds isn't that bad.
Alright, I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace the 8th gen Honda Civic sedan rear bumper. We went to pick and pull, got that bumper as you saw earlier in the video. And for some reason, they charge you a core fee for a bumper, which you typically, it doesn't make any sense. You're not going to do anything with that bumper. So I got to test fit this new bumper and make sure everything lines up properly, and then I guess just leave it on until I get the paint for it. So it's pretty straightforward. We're just going to be unscrewing all the screws up in here. We got these T30 Torx bolts right here, and then if you're replacing a stock one, there's probably going to be some stuff underneath the bumper here. So those screws right here, part of the bumper, MRC. Then you have 1, 2, 3 more screws. They go into the plastic line. They're all going against the wall. And here's our new bumper. So it's pretty straightforward. Just have to be mindful of the edges of where these clips are at, and make sure that you're not putting any plastic underneath any of the metal plates and framework that everything slides up over. Kind of have a little bit of a issue right here, and I don't know if I'll be able to make it out on this, but you can kind of see that little tab right there. I don't know what that is. I'm going to try to pull this back out again. It looks like that little tab is kind of messing with us, and we need our plastic for the bumper to go over it. So I'm gonna try to like pry it back a little bit with a flat head. So I don't know if this was just damaged in the accident when this bumper got ruined, but you just need to make sure that you get all the stuff out of the way as much as you can so you can slide the bumper over all these little keeper clips. So I forgot I gotta bend this piece back out. I've already started, it was bent all the way in, but now I'm just kind of pulling it out, checking the fitment, pulling it out, checking the fitment. Just using some vice grips to pull it out. Alright, now let's see if this will screw in. Alright, we're good to go. I think it looks pretty good. I wish I would have had more shots of it during the daytime, but it gets dark at like 5:30 now. Yeah, out here supplying light so people can skateboard. There you go. Well, you're not even trying to.